Hi guys, this is Sadak from Broadband.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to flash the TWRP recovery on Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. So please take a backup of all the data on your phone and then let's get started. First and foremost, you will have to unlock the bootloader on your phone. Do note that unlocking the bootloader will wipe off all the data and it might make the warranty null and void as well. Apart from that, it will also trip the Knox, and Knox is a hardware component which is there in the motherboard, and once the Knox get tripped, you will not be able to revert back to the normal changes, as a result of which even if you relock the bootloader, you will still have to face quite a few issues, such as the banking and payment app might not work, and some safety and security features might also not work even on a locked bootloader. So as opposed to all the other Android phone, in case of Samsung phone, there is no going back once you unlock the bootloader. If that's well and good, then you could refer to a guide and the video and get this job done. In short, you just have to boot your phone to download mode, and after that long press the volume up key, and then the bootloader will be unlocked. Once that is done, you have to then connect your phone to the Wi-Fi, then go to developer option and make sure that the OEM unlocking is enabled and grey out. If that's well and good, then let's proceed ahead with the next step. You will now have to get hold of the recovery file and the VB-Meta patch file. So for the recovery, you may download the same from the official TWRP website. So go to the official site, and from here get hold of the file. So go to the any one of those servers and then download the recovery file, the img.tar file. Please download the tar file and not the img file. While you may also get hold of the img file and then do a conversion to tar file, but that will require additional effort. So it's always a better approach to directly get hold of the tar file. Once you've got the tar file, you will also have to get hold of the VB-Meta patch file. This is required to turn off or disable the Android verified boot. Since we are flashing a custom recovery, we have to disable it. So get hold of the VB-Meta patch file. As of now, I'm using the Galaxy S20 FE 5G variant, which is the G781B. So I'm using this file. So download both the VB-Meta patch and the TWRP recovery file. Both should be in a tar format. Once you've got hold of both the files, let's now move on with the next step. Now you will have to download the Odin tool on your PC. This is required to flash the recovery file. So get hold of the Odin tool from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You could extract them anywhere you want. Upon extraction, you will get the following 4 files. Once you've done the extraction, you will now have to boot your phone to download mode. This is required for the flashing of the recovery, and Odin tool can only interact with your phone in the download mode. So let's boot our phone to this mode. For that, there are quite a few methods. I have given all the methods in my guide, but as of now, I'll go with the universal method that is applicable across all the Android phones, all the Samsung phones, and that is the ADB command. So for that, first and foremost, you'll have to get hold of Android SDK platform tools. This is required for ADB commands. So get it from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You could extract them anywhere you want. In my case, I've done the extraction in C drive, and these are the files of platform tools. Once you've done the extraction, you will now have to enable USB debugging on your phone. So go to the settings menu, then go to about phone, and then go to software information, and now tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that developer mode has been enabled. So go back, again go back, and now you should see developer option. Go there and enable the toggle next to USB debugging. You will get a prompt, tap on OK. You might get an RC key prompt as well, so tap on allow, and with this, debugging is now enabled. Let's verify the same. So go to platform to folder address bar, type in CMD and hit enter. This will launch command prompt. If that does not happen, then you may also go to CMD, open CMD from start menu, then type in CD for chain directory and copy the location from here and paste it, and you should now be inside platform tools, as you could see. So now type in ADB devices and make sure that you are getting an ID. If you are not getting any ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out these USB tweaks and make sure that you're getting an ID. Once you're getting this ID, you will now have to type in ADB reboot download, and your phone will now reboot into the download mode. It will take only a few seconds for that to happen. So let's just wait, and we could then move ahead with the next step. So let's wait for the phone to boot into download mode. And as you could see, we are now inside the download mode, and we could now start with the flashing process. So for that, first and foremost, you will have to launch the Odin tool. So do so via the exe file. You will get a warning, click on OK. And now make sure that you are getting the added message in the log. Likewise, your phone should be shown under the COM port. If that's well and good, So now go to the AP section, and from AP you have to load the TWRP recovery file in the tar format. This is the recovery file for our phone. Choose it and click on open. After that, go to the user data slot and choose the VB Meta patch file and click on open. Again, I am repeating, in the AP slot you have to load the recovery file, and in the user data slot you have to load the VB Meta patch file. Both should be in the tar format. Once that is done, go to the option tab and uncheck auto reboot. After that, click on start, and the flashing of the recovery will now start. Both the files will now be flashed onto your phone and will take only a few seconds. Once the flashing is done, you will get a pass message. Now comes the most interesting part. Now you will have to boot your phone to the recovery directly. For that, you will first and foremost have to press and hold the power and the volume down keys for around 7 seconds. When you do so, your phone will undergo a restart, but while it's undergoing a restart, it will first power off, and as soon as it powers off, you will then have to press and hold the power and the volume up keys. So again, I am repeating, first off, press and hold the power and the volume down keys, and as soon as your phone gets powered off, you will then have to press and hold the power and the volume up keys. So let me show you how that could be done. So press and hold the power and the volume down keys for around 7 to 8 seconds and wait for the phone to get powered off. So let's just wait for that to happen. And once that happens, press and hold the power and the volume up keys for around 5 to 6 seconds. And you may then let go of both the keys. And now if everything was done well and good, then your phone should boot to the recovery mode, or else it will boot to the stock recovery or the OS. But if your flash is successfully, then it should boot to the TWRP recovery. If your phone boot to the stock recovery or the OS, then you will once again have to flash the recovery and make sure that you are doing it right this time around. And as you could see, our phone is now in the recovery, so it has been flashed successfully, but our job is only half done. Let's now carry out the next step. So now we will have to remove the encryption and carry out the rest of the process. For that, there exists two methods, the multi disabler and FB disabler. For the Galaxy S20 FE, we have to use the FB disabler method. For FB disabler, here's what you have to do. So first and foremost, you will have to go to wipe, then go to advanced wipe and check mark the following partition. It's the data partition, metadata, key data and key refugee. Check mark all these 4 partition and strive to wipe. Wait for that to complete, and once that is done, we have now flashed the recovery file successfully. You may now go back and again go back, then go to reboot and choose recovery, and your phone should now reboot to the TWRP recovery. And now we have disabled the FB disabler as well, and you could now carry out the rest of the flashing process with ease. So there is just one more important point worth discussion. So let's just wait for the phone to reboot to the recovery, and then I'll show you that as well. It could take up to around 8 to 10 seconds for the phone to boot to the recovery. That's completely normal. So let me show you one thing. As soon as the phone boot to the recovery, so as of now, you could see that our phone is currently encrypted, and this is not any issue as such. This will remain encrypted on the stock One UI. So to remove encryption, I made a separate guide, but still I will tell you again over here. You could take 2 approaches. You could either go to wipe and do a format data. This will wipe off all the data from your phone, but this will also remove encryption, and then you could easily get the job done. However, upon a next reboot, it will again get encrypted and you will again have to do a format data. So this will require a lot of effort, and doing a format data upon every reboot might not be possible for all of you out there. So even though the format data will wipe off encryption, but upon a next reboot, the encryption will once again occur. So a much easier approach is to simply ignore the SD card partition and transfer the file to any other partition. For example, if I go to the data partition, you could see it's not encrypted, it's currently decrypted. So let me show you how to flash a file using any other partition. So by default, you will be in the SD card. So let's ignore this partition and use any other partition. For that, let me show you. Let's say we have to flash a zip file. So let me search for any zip file for transferring, and let's say this is a file Zygis Next, so it will be a smaller file. Let me copy this file. So whatever file you want to flash, transfer the file inside Platform Tools, and moreover, for the ease of convenience, rename the file to something shorter. So let's just rename it to zygisk.zip, and now let's transfer the file onto your phone. So in most cases, if you simply copy the file from here and paste it on your phone, then you could see that since your phone is currently encrypted, you will not be able to identify the file from here, and even if the file gets transferred onto your phone, you will not be able to identify from here, and you will not be able to flash the file from here. So this method will not work. Instead, let me show you one more method. So what you have to do is simply transfer the file inside the platform tools, then open the CMD window and now type in adb push file name, which in our case is zygisk.zip. Make sure that the file name is correct. So let me verify it once. Yes, and then space / and the file location. So let's transfer the file to the data partition and hit enter, and the file has now been transferred to the data directory. And let me now show you. Let's go up a level, go to data, and as you could see, we now have the Zygisk file, and now you could easily flash the file from here without any issue. So to rectify encryption, you could either do a format data, but upon a next reboot, the encryption will once again come back. So a much easier approach is to simply change the directory and transfer the file to any other location. You may use the data directory or any other directory of your choice. Apart from the SD card, you may use any other directory, but it's recommended to either use the data directory or the temp directory for flashing purpose. You may use either of these two directory and transfer the file there, and this encryption issue will remain across all the versions of One UI. To rectify the issue, the only way out is to go to a custom ROM or a custom firmware. In custom ROM, you will not face any encryption issue. The encryption is only there on the stock firmware. So guys, with that said, I round up this video. Once you are done with the task, you will now simply go to reboot and tap on system, and your phone will now reboot to the OS. Let me show you that as well. Do keep in mind that the first boot up will take up some additional time. That is completely normal and nothing to worry about. From the subsequent time, that will not be the case. Moreover, if you have done a format data for removing encryption, then your phone will take even more longer to boot up. That is again nothing to worry about, and it's all well and good. So with that said, since we have wiped the data partition as well, as you might be aware, we have wiped the data partition for the removal of FB disabler. We have wiped the data partition, so you will have to set up the phone from scratch. That's quite obvious, and that is why I have told you to take a backup beforehand. And as you could see, we are now inside the OS, and the boot up took around 3 to 4 minutes. That was completely normal. It's just for the first time delay. From the subsequent time, it will not take that much longer. So guys, on that note, I round up this video. If you have any queries with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.